For problem 8, there is a charity basketball game and 450 tickets were sold to students at a school. The remaining X tickets were sold to the public. The price of the two types of tickets are shown. When all the tickets were sold, $10,500 was collected. We're trying to find out how many tickets were sold to the public. So a student ticket costs $15. So we'll figure out how much money was made from student tickets first. So we would take 15 and multiply it by 450. And the sales from the student ticket sales was $6,750. And now we'll look at the public. The public tickets cost $25 per person and X were sold. So that would be 25 X dollars. To find our total sales, we're going to add them together. So that would be 6,750 plus 25X. And that's equal to our actual total sales of $10,500. Now to solve this, it is again a two-step equation. So we would subtract 6,750 from 10,500. And when we do that, we are left with 3,750. And that is equal to the remaining 25X there. We divide both sides by 25. And when we do so, we end up with X equaling 150. So our answer to how many tickets were sold to the public would be 150 tickets. Our next problem already has the information organized into a table. But what it says is that Harry ordered pizzas for a party. If Harry paid a total of $93.65, how many mushroom pizzas did he order? So we know there were 2 vegetarian pizzas ordered at $11.95 each. So we'll figure out the total for that. So we would multiply 2 by $11.95. And that came out to be a total of $23.90 spent on vegetarian pizza. The cost for mushroom pizza was $13.95, and there were X amounts sold, so that would be $13.95 times X. We know that the actual total was $93.65, so we could write an equation now of $13.95 times X, so 13 and 95 hundredths X plus 23.9. I don't need that trailing zero there, so I'm just going to leave it as 23 and 9 tenths. And that is equal to $93.65 or 93 and 65 hundredths. We again have a two-step equation. We're going to subtract 23 and 9 tenths from both sides. That leaves us with $13.95 or 13.95 X is equal to 69.75. So this 69.75 represents how much money was spent on mushroom pizzas. And we're going to divide that by the cost per tray, which was $13.95. And when we do that, we get an answer of X equals 5, which means that 5 mushroom pizzas were ordered for the party. Our next problem here, we have that a plant grows at a rate of 4.5 centimeters per week. It is now 12 centimeters tall. And suppose that the plant continues to grow at the same rate. How many weeks will it take to reach a height of 48 centimeters? So what we know is that we have a plant that is 12 centimeters tall. We want to know how many more weeks it's going to take to get to a total of 48 centimeters. So what we're looking for is how far, first of all, is this gap here from 12 to 48. And to figure that out, we would take the difference of 48 and 12. And when we subtract, we end up with 36 inches. So what we're looking for, or 36 centimeters, what we're looking for is how long is it going to take, or how many weeks will it take to grow that extra 36 centimeters. And what we know is that it's 4.5 centimeters per week. So we could set up an equation here as 4.5 W equals 36, and that'll give us how many weeks total. So all we have to do here is divide by 4 5/10. And when we do that, we get W equals 8, which means that it would take 8 more weeks to get to a height of 48 centimeters. In this problem, we're given that Mr. Evans is currently 4 times as old as his son, Dan. If Mr. Evans was 46 years old 2 years ago, how old is Dan now? So we know that Mr. Evans is currently 4 times as old as Dan. If Mr. Evans was 46 years old 2 years ago, that means Mr. Evans is currently 48 years old right now. So currently, Mr. Evans is 48 years old. So he's equal to 48 years old. We don't know how old Dan is, but we know that Mr. Evans is 4 times as old as Dan. So if he's 48, and we'll say Dan is X years old, well, Dan is 4X because Mr. Evans is 4 times as old as him currently. So to figure this problem out, we would just divide by 4, and 48 divided by 4 would end up giving us 12. So that means that X is equal to 12. So if Mr. Evans is currently 4 times as old as his son Dan, that means that Dan is 12 years old currently. Dan would currently be 12 years old.